Alright, back at it again. This time doing under the gun, big blind, single raise pot. So, pretty decent board for us. Not a hand that wants to bet though. I think first under the gun, we do want to be tighter, but I don't think this hand carries too much. Like, we're going to fold more, but the type of hands that under the gun has that are delay c-betting turn, basically we're okay being up against that range, I think, with ace-queen. River seems close. I mean, I guess I'll fold, but on the king, river might flick in the call against some people. Like, button versus big blind, we'd never fold king queen versus delay on this kind of board. Okay, I think check raise or check call. It is always a call. Pretty good turn for imposition. And we want to be folding turn. Sometimes these, like, nut no pair, drawing to the nut, bet shots can continue turn. We roll pretty low. We want to be using these pocket pairs to bluff decent amount from early position. Block a lot of continues on the flop too, which is nice. River, it might look tempting to bluff with, like, we block 4-5, I suppose. But I think we river showdown value against, like, 3x of hearts. Some ace high flush draws. So turn actually she prefers going with bigger size with pocket fours. It is barreling, you know, around half the time. It's like fours wasn't betting the flop all that often, I should say. These pocket pairs are actually c-betting the flop about a third of the time. Wizards just using, like, a lot of sizes on the flop. Easy fold turn. Hand that we can probe. We want to go huge. We don't really have a lot of equity or good outs with this hand. Thought on a pretty low number we could probe. River, so I'll check. Try not to compound the mistake too much. Let's see what our probe strategy looks like. So this is a lot more polar than I would have expected. I thought this board is, like, somewhat low, and we have, I would have thought, like, a lot more small bets. So this is interesting to see. Just going really, really big, really trying to leverage, like, some of our two pair, our straight advantage. I paused the recording, so I'm not sure how it's going to come out now. But anyways, you can look at the turn report, see what's going on. In terms of sizing, though, like, more or less, whatever's okay. These low cards in particular, where out of position, or in position rather, doesn't really hit much of anything. And these 2.5x pot probes is pretty interesting, and I think kind of a fun thing to do in game. Versus probe here, I think we probably want to call some ace highs. You like ace king, ace queen. gonna call. We should win occasionally against like some spade give ups. Some other random give ups. These triple Broadway boards, you want to be range T betting. You want to be betting range from the early positions. And then like you can kind of do whatever with size. The thing is, like, the way I see it, the board is so good for under the gun that out of position can't do too much to really fight back. So this board, I mean, we're still betting like almost 80%, but somehow we don't have what's it called? Boards for this spot, which is kind of weird. But take my word for it, almost all the triple Broadway boards we're betting close to range, if not actually betting range. On the two-tone boards, like, I tend to size down. I guess like maybe the rainbow board you could overbet, but I'm just gonna bet 75 here. Either way is pretty fine. Turn is actually kind of a misplayed spot often. I think we actually want to be checking back this hand mostly. River is pretty annoying. I mean, probably just a call. Not the best river though. Or run out rather. Okay. Turn. I think just pretty huge size or check kind of spot. Like, yeah, don't think too much else. Do a roll of 1. I mean, using an 8 makes sense ever. Not too sure. A check. This hand betting this often, it kind of makes me think that either this hand is overbetting that often or we're doing something else. But it's kind of weird to think that we're doing something else. River. I mean, I'm going to check without a kicker. Yeah, betting third is probably a little bit better, looks like. I'm more curious on the turn, though. Like, how often this hand's going for it. I mean, there's these small sizes being used, but I mean, like, I don't think it's really worth playing these, like, too often. Or versus good players, I just wouldn't really try to do this. Like, bet a weak king and bet, like, some 8x and... Yeah, just kind of, like, overbet or check. Like, bet really big with deuce X and flush draws. Looks like these, like, ace highs. Ace 4, ace 3, making kind of cool overbet bluffs. Getting a lot of better ace highs to fold and having an overcard. So having some equity versus the pairs that call. A hand we, I was gonna say, mostly want to check back. Mostly call turn versus normal sizes. Back again. Should have bet with the low number. River, from under the gun, I wonder if we bluff this. I don't really think we bluff this on the paired board. I think the threshold for bluffing should be like a weaker ace high. Very bad board for us. Just the check fold. But I'll take a look at this board because it's like a triple Broadway board. Like I was saying earlier, should be a range bet. Obviously, this one they hit ace king, and like I said, like you can just kind of do the in game like simplify a bit more, but like could still kind of do almost whatever. Like board is so good that just range bet and kind of can get away with cheating a little bit in terms of like using sizes that using multiple sizes. This hand, I think either way is okay. Probably should see bet a little bit more from under the gun. Like if we're on the button, I think this hand's a pretty clear check back. Pretty bad run out for us. I'm gonna call though. pair. Pretty bad board for us. Call with the second pair. I think this could be the threshold of like where we want to be block betting. Very close. Don't really want to have actually many block bets in the spot. So if we were to play like one size or two sizes rather, maybe like 70% no overbet. Call it a day. Not a good board for us. The low number and the king of spades I'll bet though. Not a good board. Fold. I think a pretty bad hand to bet. Basically the king of hearts. They're going to check back like some king of hearts stuff. We just don't have any equity. So we should be checking. Check. Same thing, sort of here. As far as probe size, I think pretty big, mostly. Probably have to two sizes, maybe like 70%, and then an overbet. I think seems reasonable. Surprised this hand's betting. I mean, not sure what it accomplishes exactly. River, I'm more tempted to bet with like the 10. Just check because I rolled high, but yeah. I think I would find the bluff in the river, but not really this turn bet. Turn I said like 70% overbet for my two sizes. Looks like this 250% pot used a lot, but overall kind of whatever size is working out. So a spot here, the check down line, people I think maybe misunderstand or misplay this a little bit. Like in position on this run out should have a range advantage, right? Or equity advantage, whatever you want to call it. So when we bluff, we want to be bluffing more based on blockers, not like absolute showdown value. Like pot 4 high, 5 high is checking, and then like the hand like ace 10, just ace high can be pure bluffing, especially with certain suits or whatever. Going. Double Broadway paired boards, I just like to range bet for the most part. Don't really think we want to barrel ace king ever. Maybe, I mean, with a 1 it's like tempting. You bet it in 5% of the time or something. But pretty clear check. Probably not a board we want to like range bet. Still have a pretty good hand to bet. We have a really high number, maybe finding the check back occasion. So I'll check it back with 82. Could be like one of those hands that we mostly call, but then occasionally just fucking go insane with. Nah. That should be more with like a weaker type of stuff that can't call as effectively. We'd also just bet jacks on the turn a lot, bet 10s on the turn a lot. Just kind of half pot barrel, pretty merged. Alright, marginal. Put in, blend it, see how we're doing in this spot. 84%. I feel like I'm a little bit stronger in these single raise pot, like in position versus out of position spots. than I am in the 3-bet pots, is how I kind of feel. Take a look. I probably don't have big of a sample here. Overall, not losing much EV in this spot, which is good. All right, call it for that.